Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet Sheri Mathis. She is the founder and president of Mammogram Poster Girls. She's on a mission to save lives one mammogram at a time. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So early detection is all important when it comes to breast cancer. And unfortunately, so many women will put it off. I know during COVID, there were a lot of women who just kind of skipped their appointment and they got out of the habit. And it can actually be deadly if you don't get checked. Sheri Mathis is on a mission to save lives one mammogram at a time. She is the founder and president of Mammogram Poster Girls. Thanks for coming on the show.
Easy, baby.
All right, let's start with your own cancer journey.
So I am a 2-time breast cancer survivor. The first was in 2007. The second was in 2014. And let's just say in 2021, I held my breath for the entire year. Both times it was discovered via mammogram, early, contained, all the good stuff, except that it was breast cancer, and you don't ever want to hear those words. And I am still here, having survived, conquered, whatever you want to call it, breast cancer 2 times. All of my sisters are also breast cancer survivors.
Wow.
So,
and tell us what it's like to hear that diagnosis for the first time.
it was interesting. The first time that I was diagnosed, a doctor who had not seen me called me on the phone and said, basically, you have breast cancer. It's early. It's probably going to be more of an inconvenience than anything else, which all I heard was breast cancer. And then I stopped listening. And then she said, and you'll need to find a breast surgeon. And that was basically all she said. Now there are nurse navigators and people to guide you through the system and help you find the surgeon and the right place to go and how to treat it. My sister had just finished her treatments, so I had an in with the doc and a doctor to call. Called the breast surgeon, and the journey began. We did a lumpectomy and then radiation treatments. And my radiation treatments were twice a day, and they ended on July 3rd. So July 4th was truly an Independence Day.
I love that. And then you had a second diagnosis?
A second diagnosis, completely separate on the other side. So, you know, I'd like to even things out. And at that point, after 7 years, I had gone through my screenings every year and being called back and sometimes biopsying things that they wanted to look at. Everything was fine until 2014, and then they found cancer again. And at that point, I said, these are gone. They have tried twice to kill me, and here's what we're going to do. And there are options other than just taking them away, putting in implants and going on. You can use your own tissue. What I had was called a deep flap. In my 50s, I had a tummy tuck. They moved everything out of here and moved the tummy up to here. So now if my chest hurts, do I have a tummy ache? Not sure. A few times during the year, there were tweaks and moving things around a little bit to make them symmetrical and so that they looked good. Liposuction, all these things that in your 50s, you know, perking things up and tightening things up. I got to do, you know, all based upon breast cancer. Yay me. And that basically I was diagnosed at the end of 2013. 2014, on my birthday, was when all of the big surgery, the transplant of everything, was done. I call it my rebirthday. And I think my last surgery was November of 2014, so throughout the year. And I call 2014 my least favorite year. It started with a wedding of my daughter. On my birthday, I had everything removed and redone. In July, I lost my mother fairly suddenly, and it ended with a baby with the daughter that had the wedding in January that year.
Wow.
So it was a big year.
All right, much more from Sheri in a minute. We found a great overview video. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Mammogram Poster Girls was created to raise awareness of and funds for the early detection of breast cancer, specifically for mammograms for people who can't afford them.
Oh, it's wonderful, you know, like I have no insurance coverage. You know, it gives you peace of mind because you need to have your checkups.
I would definitely recommend it. Don't put it aside because you don't have insurance. It's important to keep up with your health. But it was a nice experience. It was quick, it was fast, and everything you have at the hospital is in one compact bus. So
we did Volley for a Cure for several years, and of course it started as just a parents' kids volleyball game, and it became a full-blown tournament. And then I got a big girl job over here in the Bishop Arts District, and I looked around and went, we need to do something over here. And who's going to say no to the 2-time breast cancer survivor raising money for mammograms? And it has just grown ever since. And this is our 9th one this year. We're here for them, we're here for you, we're here for my girls in one way or another.
Well, I'm blown away. I mean, what an incredible journey. And since you opened in 2018, you've served 3,000 women?
Over 3,000 women.
That's incredible.
As of Q2 of this year. And our data lags, so I don't know exactly where we are. On average, we do about 500 to 600 screening diagnostic procedures each year.
Absolutely for free to the client.
Free for uninsured patients. If they are insured, and screening will be covered by insurance. Diagnostics, there are co-pays, there are other fees involved that might or might not be covered, and we've helped women with funding of those as well.
Let's talk about underserved communities.
Underserved communities in Dallas. Komen has done a study of the southern sector of Dallas where there are more women of color, more lower income women than overall Dallas. In that study, what they found is if you are a woman of color, you are 1.2 times more likely to die of breast cancer, 1.4 times more likely to have a late stage diagnosis.
Wow.
And basically what they're telling us is if you are uninsured, you're just more likely to die of breast cancer because you can't get the access you need to services.
Yes. And we were talking before the show, rural communities are desperately in need of this.
Rural communities are desperately in need of this. We have a program in partnership with Hill Regional Hospital funded by the Make All the Difference Foundation. And each year in early November, we go and there are 3 to 4 days of free mammograms for uninsured patients. Last year, I think we did about 60 patients.
Wow.
We are on track and funded again this year. It's our 4th year in a row. And we're funded for 60 to 70 patients again this year.
Let's talk about dense breast tissue, because it makes it harder to read.
It makes it harder to detect because it's basically opaque. You can't see through dense tissue to see the small early
Yes.
cancers, tumors that might be there. And so if there are dense breast tissue, if a woman has dense breast tissue, it is 3D screening mammogram is what you start with.
Sure.
Sonogram can follow that up. MRIs can also detect, but they're a little more invasive because there's a contrast dye that's part of that procedure. But the breast specialists are now talking to women about dense breast tissue and what to do beyond just that screening 3D mammogram. There are other options.
And women are always encouraged to just kind of check themselves in the shower. If you have dense breast tissue, there's no way you could discover that?
If there is a lump, if the lump is large enough, you might be able to feel that. In my case, it was so early, it would have been probably a few years before it developed into something I could feel.
Yes.
So I still go to, it's not perfect, but the 3D screening mammograms that are out there at every breast center are the suggested protocol.
Yes.
And the best place to start. And a good breast specialist will take you beyond that and give you other avenues and other options.
Yes,
beyond
we're gonna pull up her website, and as we scroll down the website, I know you have some partners that have come alongside you.
We do.
Let me give you a chance to brag about your partners.
We have absolutely fabulous partnerships. We are all volunteer, so we don't own any equipment. We don't provide the services. We provide programming and funding for the services. So we partner with Methodist Health System, Parkland Health, sometimes Texas Health, and Hill Regional Hospital. And we're always looking for new partners to help us save lives, one mammogram at a time.
And I know you have countless success stories. Are there some women that come to mind?
There are. Monica is a patient that I discovered after she had gone through all of her treatments. We both, by happenstance, ended up modeling in a Survivor's style show.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking, we're walking through, they styled us. We didn't choose what we wore, and we were both put in very sparkly, sequiny outfits, which is not my style, but Monica absolutely adored it. And so we called ourselves the Sparkle Sisters as we'd walk the runway and do the thing. At the end of the style show, they handed us the microphone. There were maybe a dozen. And they said, tell us your story. And I said, I'm Sheri Mathis. I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor. And I founded the Mammogram Poster Girls. And I heard a gasp beside me. And Monica took the microphone and she said, "This is a God moment. I've had your picture on my phone for 4 years because you paid for," she was insured, we paid for diagnostics and biopsies and procedures that led her to her diagnosis. And she knew that we had funded it, and we had covered things for her over a 4-year span. She was 6 months from her treatments, and this was 2023. And she said, "You are the reason I am still alive."
Wow, I just got chills.
It's amazing.
All right, you have another success story you want to share?
I do. So this year, and like I said, we were talking off air. We rarely get to meet the patients because we respect privacy. There are HIPAA laws. We just are typically not around them. I might in passing, or someone has a question. The phone number that's on our website is my cell phone. Because
great.
I feel like if you are a woman who has questions, is scared,
Sure.
needs guidance, you should have a person to talk to. So I'm that person. We were doing our June fundraiser, which is focused on men, called Man Up, cigars, bourbon, music, all the manly things. And Light and Barricade, a really manly company, hosts us there. And a young woman called and she said, I'd really like to volunteer. You guys helped me. And I said, oh, well, tell me more. She is in her 30s, early 30s, had felt a lump, was uninsured, and we did her diagnostic sonograms and MRI, only to discover it's all benign, but we gave her that peace of mind. And she said, I need to pay this back. I can't donate, but I can help. And she has since joined our board, and Alex is one of my favorite people. She is the first to step up and say, oh, you need a volunteer for ABC? When can I be there?
Wow.
And so it comes full circle.
And Sheri, your eyes lit up when you talk about this. I mean, This is truly close to your heart. We have about 2 minutes left, and I know this show goes quickly. A call to action.
A call to action. There are 2 calls to action. Obviously, we can always use donations monetarily, in kind, because we do 3 fundraising events, and we always need partnerships on those. Straight up donations, sponsorships of either our mammogram events or our fundraising events. You can find all that on the website, how to do that. But the other call to action is share our story, share our mission, because we provide these services for uninsured women, and these women need to don't always know how to find us.
Yes.
So share our story and tell them, you need a mammogram? I know this group that can help you. The Mammogram Poster Girls can fund this for you.
Wow.
So.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We're going to end with her website so you can get in touch with her. mammogrampostergirls.org is the website. The great Sheri Mathis. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks for having me.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.